How's it going today, everybody? Chase Escom here with the Challenge DAC, and just going to shoot a short video today and give everyone kind of the rundown on what's going on in the EOS community from our perspective, and talk a little bit about the differences between a centralized and a decentralized project. I think that's anybody who is in the space right now who is spending time, involved with blockchain applications or blockchain projects. It's probably good to know the difference between a decentralized project and a decentralized project. So I'll just give my best advice on that, and as well as some of the news today. So as far as the EOS community, pretty slow news day, not a whole lot going on. And part of it's just because the price is down. The price has been down for a while now, and I see sometimes on the Telegram forums that people are getting a little bit disappointed with the price, and that's to be expected. I know that I don't give financial advice, or I'm not any type of financial professional, but just my own input on the matters is being involved with the EOS community as long as I have, and kind of seeing what's going on is the ebbs and flows. That's just crypto for you. Now, seeing what I'm seeing from a developer's point of view makes me very unconcerned. So I'm just as bullish on EOS as I've ever been. The chain is fast, it's working, and just being involved with Challenge and kind of doing this as a full-time thing, it's I get a unique opportunity to kind of see what's going on the ground floor, kind of get an inside view of what's going on in EOS, and there's a lot of cool stuff. Just seeing the applications that are being built, the amount of coins that are being built, there's a lot of cool stuff in the pipeline for this platform. And in my experience is, in bear markets, people develop. This is the time that people are developing. Everyone in EOS is kind of, putting their head down right now and working. And that's the case with a lot of things. I mean, look at Ethereum that came out of a bull market, or that came in a bear market, and and then once things turned around, then it really took off. But that's my experiences. In bear markets, people put their head down and develop, and in bull markets, people are too occupied trading to really get anything done, it seems like. But from an inside point of view, a lot of stuff going on. I know that the Block 1 teams, I hear a lot of good things from them, that they're working on a lot of neat stuff that's in the works. And same with us. So we're still working on getting beta released. The beta version of the Challenge app, which will get you will allow you to get paid for working out, is basically what it boils down to. So a real cool idea, and I know that our team is just kind of putting the final touches on the application, and then it should be ready to go. And what we're going to do is probably find a group of 20-30 people just to test out the app, make sure there's no kinks in it, and then if that goes well, then we'll release the final version that will be available to the public, and that should be available in iOS and Android stores. So excited about that. I mean, we're working hard to get that done, and just taking a look at the DApp radar here. There's still only about 2,000. There's only about 2 applications with over 1,000 24-hour users on all of the EOS platforms. So, we're hoping that once we get our final version out And we go through with our marketing plan, which involves YouTubers with the combined audiences of tens of millions. We should be able to at least get a couple thousand downloads, if not more. So we plan on having, really, we want to have 5-10,000 24-hour users plus in the very beginning. So that's what we're looking for. I know we'd like to be the most used application on EOS once we're out. But just quickly going through some differences between a centralized project and a decentralized project. In a centralized project, people tend to think a corporation, some sort of top-down organization, and in those organizations, information tends to go top down, flow top down. So there's the CEO, there's the board, there's whoever, they dictate the agenda, and then everyone else kind of follows in line. Another key point about a centralized organization is most of the time they keep their information proprietary. So that means that most there's company secrets or trade secrets. That's a big one with central organizations. Now, to contrast that to a decentralized organization, decentralized organizations, the power is much more dispersed. You're not supposed, in a decentralized organization, decision making should be spread around a large number of people. It shouldn't just be kind of this rigid top-down structure. And the idea behind that is there is wisdom in crowds. So the more people that you engage in the decision-making process, the more better ideas you might have. So that's kind of the idea of a decentralized organization, and one of the things that give it strength. Some other things about a decentralized organization is, and this is kind of with blockchain in general, is permissionless. So I know we're working on this, and a lot of other teams are working on this, is we want to have a good bounty system in place so people who want to help us out can. So say if we have a job, we'll post it, and maybe you can get paid with challenge tokens. And that's something that basically you can work for us. And I wouldn't say work for us. You'd be helping us or contributing, but you'd be doing it in a decentralized way. So with most centralized organizations, you have to be part of the club. You have to be, they have to ID you. You have to do something to get into the system. Where, with Challenge or other decentralized organizations, we want that just to be available for people. So, if you want to contribute, you can for as long as you want, and then if you get sick of it, then you can not contribute anymore. So it's permissionless to contribute. Maybe you need to have an EOS account, but despite that, or besides that, we're trying to make this as open as possible. Some other contrasts between a centralized organization and a decentralized one is, like I mentioned earlier, information tends to be proprietary in a centralized organization. With us, being a decentralized organization, is we want all our information to be open source. So once we complete our application, we want to make that all open source. We want to make everything that we do open source, and basically have everything transparent, and people work with us or contribute to us because we were first, because we have a following, not because we have some sort of proprietary information, or we're the only people that know how to do something. We want to be able to do things because our community's there, because we have the willpower, because we have the energy behind us to get something done, not because we have some sort of secret information or some sort of trade secret. So those are some differences between a centralized organization and a decentralized organization. So basically it comes down to transparency, decision making, and being able to contribute to an organization a lot easier when it's decentralized, in my opinion. And it's important to be aware of the differences. I would say with the new wave of decentralized organizations that you're going to see, it's going to be a lot easier to get involved with a project. It's going to be a lot easier to contribute, and it's going to be a lot more flexible. It's going to give people a lot more options about what they want to do, how they can, earn tokens, how they can contribute to projects, which I think is pretty cool. So, that's just kind of my input and thoughts for the day. I'm going to try to make these videos more often, still trying to figure out what are the most effective ways to communicate to the community and give people a rundown of what's going on here at Challenge, along with the rest of the EOS community. So thanks for tuning in today, guys. Like always, any questions, leave them down below. Thanks.